Welcome to the Plumb5 Web and Mobile Analytics tutorial. By the end of this tutorial, you would have learned how to analyze visitors, traffic, and content of your website or mobile application. You will be able to set goal paths, manage scores, create an attribution model, and recommend based on the page affinity of the site or mobile app. The overview screen gives you a quick snapshot of all the active visitors on your website. This screen comprises of 4 sections. First, is a list of active visitors by their source. N denotes new visitors, and R denotes returning visitors. The active visitors' locations are plotted on a world map, right below the list. The top right corner shows the total number of active visitors on your website or mobile app. The line at the bottom shows the percentage of returning visitors versus new visitors. To show you a demo, I will browse the website now. As I have already visited this website multiple times, it should show me as a returning visitor. As expected, the activity widget shows me as a returning visitor. The list view on the top left shows my entry with a capital R. As mentioned earlier, N stands for new, R stands for returning visitors. By source, this widget gives you the sum of all the active visitors by source. It could be direct, or via search engine. I will now demonstrate this by browsing the target website, by clicking on the Google search engine results. As expected, the system has tagged my source as coming from a search engine. Visits. This screen gives you a plot between sessions and unique visitors, based on the duration filter selected above. You can also choose the channel, website or mobile app. The summary row shows you the total count of sessions, unique visitors, page views, and new visitors. The trend arrow is also based on the time duration filter selected above. The grid below is the date-wise summary of the visits, based on the time duration filter selected above. Countries. This view organizes the visitor data by country, and plots them on a map. The summary row below the map shows the total number of sessions, unique visitors and page views, based on the time filter selected above. In the date-wise list, you also get to see the count of returning visitors by country. You can also click on the link to view the individual customer profile. New versus returning visitors. Time on site. This view gives you a plot of the visitor data by their average time spent on the web page or the mobile app screen. Time trends. This view plots the session and the unique visitors over a timeline. Here you get to see the time of the day when you have maximum or minimum traffic. Custom dashboard. Here you can select from the predefined widgets and create a custom view for yourself. I shall choose active users, page views, new visits, single visits, and direct source. Next we move on to Web Analytics. This section starts with the visitors view. Here you get to see the list of visitors by day, week, or by month. Clicking in the contact icon will open the unified customer profile. Whenever a visitor is online, the contact icon will turn green. You can use this view to filter the contacts by various parameters and segment them to a group. You can also segment them by scores, which will be explained later in the tutorial. Cities. This screen splits the visitors by individual cities. Visitor frequency. This screen plots the total number of page views and unique visitors by number of visits. In Plumb5, frequency refers to how often visitors return to your site within a time frame. Plumb5 records sessions, or a single experience on a website, or on a specific device. If a visitor came to your site 3 times in 1 week, Plumb5 would view and record those visits individually. Visitor recency. Recency refers to the length of time, in days, since a specific visitor last came to your site. Measured in days, this metric tracks a visitor's last visit to your website on a specific device. Recency for returning visitors. This view gives you a list of visitors and their recency of visit. This view also lets you analyze your returning visitors granularly, at an individual level to understand their trends based on frequency, time spent, and page depth. Time spent. This view breaks down the number of sessions, page views, and unique visitors by total time. Time spent represents the total amount of time in seconds spent by the visitors on your website or mobile app. Page depth. This view breaks down the number of sessions, page views, and unique visitors by the total number of pages visited. The page depth metric, or pages per session, indicates the number of pages visited by a user within a session. Browser. This view shows the total number of pages visited using a specific browser. Devices. Visitor report by mobile devices. Network. Visitor report by ISP. We now move on to the traffic section. All sources. Every referral to a website has an origin, or source. Possible sources include direct, users that typed your URL directly into their browser, or who had bookmarked your site. Google, the name of a search engine, Spring_newsletter, the name of one of your newsletters, Facebook.com, the name of a referring social site. Sources will also include your email and SMS interactions. Referral traffic is a method of reporting visits that came to your site from sources outside of its search engine. When someone clicks on a hyperlink to go to a new page on a different website, Plumb5 tracks the click as a referral visit to the second site. The originating site is called a referrer because it refers traffic from one place to the next. Organic traffic. This traffic is defined as visitors coming from a search engine, such as Google or Bing. One thing to note is that paid search ads are not counted in this category. Organic traffic deals directly with SEO. The better you are ranking for competitive keywords, the more organic traffic will result. Websites that blog consistently will see a steady increase in organic search traffic and improved positioning in the search results. As a marketer, it is important to look at your keywords and identify new ranking opportunities each month. Paid campaigns. Paid search marketing campaigns refers to pay-per-click, or PPC campaigns, and the logic behind them can be summarized as follows. You bid for ad placement in a search engine's sponsored links for keywords related to your business, then you pay the search engine a small fee for each click. Plumb5 tracks your paid AdWords, AdSense or other campaigns with UTM tags. Social sources. This view breaks down the number of sessions, page views, and unique visitors by the social media sources from where the website traffic originated. You can also view traffic report originating from your engagement sources like mail and SMS. Visitor flows. The user's flow report is a graphical representation of the paths users took through your site, from the source, through the various pages, and where along their paths they exited your site. The visitor flow report lets you compare volumes of traffic from different sources, examine traffic patterns through your site, and troubleshoot the efficacy of your site. Attribution Model. Plumb5's Attribution Model is a rule, or a set of rules, that determines how credit for sales and conversions is assigned to touch points and conversion paths. Let's create a new attribution model for a page. For this demo, I shall create a model for the music page. On viewing the newly created model, we see 5 plots, namely, first interaction, last interaction, linear, position-based, and time decay. In the first interaction attribution model, the first touchpoint, in this case, the paid search channel, would receive 100% of the credit for the sale. In the last interaction model, the last touchpoint, in this case, the direct channel, would receive 100% of the credit for the sale. In the linear attribution model, each touchpoint in the conversion path, for example, the direct, paid search, social network and email channel, would share equal credit for the sale. In this case, it is 20%, because of 5 touchpoints. In the position-based attribution model, 40% credit is assigned to each the first and last interaction, and the remaining 20% credit is distributed evenly to the middle interactions. In this example, the paid search and direct channels would each receive 40% credit, while the others would each receive 6% credit. In the time decay model, the touchpoints closest in time to the sale or conversion get most of the credit. For example, the direct would get 40%, email would get 30%, social gets 20% and paid gets 10%. Next, we move on to the content section. Popular pages. List of all your most visited pages. Page analysis. This screen gives you a snapshot for a specific page that you can type in the text box above. Top entry pages, and top exit pages. Entry pages. These are the pages on your site which are first seen by a new visit. You can use this report to identify which of your web pages are the most frequent points of entry, optimize the primary entry points on your site, and drive entry traffic to your key messages. Exit pages. The pages on your site that were the last pages visitors viewed before leaving your site. Recommendation. This plot shows you the affinity between the website pages. The higher the percentage, the darker the box. This shows the most clicked page after a certain page. The higher the percentage, the probability of a user going from one page to another increases. We now move on to the conversion section. Goals. Goal path measure how well your site or app fulfills your target objectives. A goal represents a completed activity, called a conversion, that contributes to the success of your business. Examples of goals include making a purchase, for an e-commerce site, completing a game level, for a mobile gaming app, or submitting a contact information form, for a marketing or a lead generation site. With a destination goal, you can specify the path you expect traffic to take. This path is called a funnel. When you specify steps in a funnel, Plumb5 can record where users enter and exit the path on the way towards your goal. This data appears in the goal flow and funnel reports. Last, we move to the advanced features section, which comprises of managed scores and custom reports. Visitors. This screen lets you analyze the data by various filters at a granular level. The Manage Score section lets you assign scores for interaction by source, page depth, frequency and recency. For this video, I will assign scores for pages. There are three main sections in this website, namely music, products and articles. I will now search for the articles page, and assign a score of 100. Similarly, I will assign the music page's score of 1000. And the products page's score of 10,000. To summarize, I have given the highest score to products page, and the lowest scores to the articles page. Please note that I am assigning scores with sufficient gap. This will enable me to add intermediate scores at a later stage. Once the scores are assigned, you can go back to the visitors page and resolve the scores for the visitors. These scores can help you segment a set of users and create a group. For example, I can filter the list by score of 10,000. Please note, I had given 10,000 for the products page visitors. Once I have the list of visitors who are interested in the products page, I can add them to a group and personalize the campaigns. Similarly, I can segment the list by music page visitors, where the score is 1000. As mentioned earlier, scores can be assigned by time duration, page depth, frequency, recency, page events and by groups. The last section of analytics is the custom reporting module. Here you can create a complex query of your choice based on any of the data fields present in the system. All your custom reports will be saved under the My Reports section. This brings us to the end of Web Analytics tutorial. Thank you.
Plumb5, the unified data platform.